This is Kalyan from PSYsolution and you are listening to my audio article series. The topic of this article is food and vitality again and again. Disposition of the article, habit management, foundation of the article, nature cure. To explore my earlier articles, you can visit the notes section of my page fv.com/getpsysolution on Facebook or visit psysolution.co.in for direct access. In his autobiographical book, The Story of My Experiments with Truth, Mr. MK Gandhi shared about his experience with eating meat. He shares, and I quote, "I asked my friend the reason, and he explained it thus: we are a weak people because we do not eat meat. The English are able to rule over us because they are meat eaters. You know how hardy I am and how great a runner too. It is because I am a meat eater. Meat eaters do not have boils or tumors, and even if they sometimes happen to have any, these heal quickly. Our teachers and the distinguished people who eat meat are no fools. They know its virtues. You should do likewise. There is nothing like trying. Try and see what strength it gives." Unquote. Mr. Gandhi continues, and I quote, "All this had its due effect on me. I was beaten. It began to grow on me that meat eating was good, that it would make me strong and daring, and that if the whole country took to meat eating, the English could be overcome. It was not a question of pleasing the palate. I did not know that it had a particularly good relish. I wished to be strong and daring." Unquote. Then he describes his experience of eating meat due to the pursuance of his friend and perceived dissonance due to the lying to his parents. Finally, he admits that deceiving and lying to the parent is worse than eating meat, and he discontinued eating meat thereafter. He says, and I quote, "This decision I communicated to my friend, and I have never since gone back to meat." Unquote. Then the narration took a turn to the ethical explanation of ahimsa, the non-violence, and the faithfulness. The reason why I started this article with this incidence is a long-rooted conditioning of the fact that food gives us energy is not a new thing, but perennially it is making the mankind superstitious. The play of the formless entity, the vitality, is beyond the control of any organism. Even the synthesizing of the vitality, which happens during the process of conception or copulation, is also beyond the organism's direct control. It just happens out of the attraction of the pleasure of the act, read sex. Nobody can guarantee a conscious and controlled synthesizing process to form a life. It is a complicated process and beyond our direct conscious control. How the vitality is synthesized and if that can be increased in a lifetime is a yieldless strive of mankind since long. The process of enhancement of vitality is beyond our comprehension. What we can do is simplifying our lives to manage the vitality in a better way which is allotted to us during our conception, without striving towards the enhancement of the vitality quotient. As a conscious to be parents, the couples can cleanse their form, the body, through intelligent vitality conservations well before the conception to gift their offsprings a higher quantity and quality of vitality, the formless, through a healthy process of copulation. Unfortunately, the current sex education and the understanding of sex do not include this dialectic factor of mindful procreation. This is very much needed to make the awareness about making the future generation a healthier and full with a greater sense of life, vigor, and vitality. The idea of food giving vitality or the energy makes the mankind considering that more the complex the food is, better the vitality it gives. The idea of meat eating, as explained by Mr. Gandhi in his childhood, is irrationally founded with a deep conditioning of relating the food with the power. Contrary to this falsified popular belief, more the simple the food is, better it brings the health to the individual through effective vitality conservation. The RAW, radiation, air, water, and the raw fruits, vegetables, nuts, etc., are the simplest foods, and these give us to conserve a lot of vitality. Conservation of vitality helps us to be powerful. Complex food drains our vitality, making us less powerful. Sometimes, perhaps, with a sense of stimulated power, primarily driven by the conditioning of the myth that food has energy. Hence, it is more of an intelligent act to choose vegetarian foods, primarily raw, than the ethical components attached to it. Ethic is a byproduct of the process, not the goal. Thank you. Disclaimer. This copyrighted article is written under the light of true nature cure practice and does not align with medicinal practices. It is an educational endeavor to explain that the real cure is achieved from within. The individual should consult a competent health practitioner to clarify the doubts regarding health.